In this video, we'll update the SureServo 2 Modbus TCP module. The exact same process applies to the Ethernet IP module. They look identical, so double-check the label to make sure you have the right one for your application. If you currently have a module installed on your drive, you can see the current firmware version in parameter 3.46. Remove power from the drive, and if you're using a USB cable without the isolator, then remove that too so it doesn't power the drive's electronics. Remove the module from the drive by pulling the 4 mounting screws, and then reaching under the module and pressing the bottom tab up while pulling the module away from the drive. On the back side of the module, move this little switch to firmware update mode, and then mount the card to the drive. This video shows you how to do that if you need a refresher. Apply power to the drive. You should see the module's power light turn on. The cool thing about the SureServo 2 COM modules is they have a built-in web server, which means you can update the module's firmware from any PC with a web browser and an Ethernet port. You don't need any special software. But you do need to set up the PC's network interface to talk to the module. When you move that little switch to firmware update mode, it told the card to go to IP address 192.168.1.3. So you just set up your network interface to be on the same subnet. You can use your PC's built-in network interface, or I like using a USB to Ethernet converter, which I preset to an IP address in BASC that's compatible with the COM module's IP address. Plug an Ethernet cord into the module, and in the other end into your PC's Ethernet port, or in my case the USB to Ethernet dongle. Now be careful. Don't plug the cord into the drive's RJ45 port, that's a serial port. Plug it into the module's RJ45 port, which is an Ethernet port. When you plug in the Ethernet cable, you should see some activity on the link light while the network negotiates, and it'll eventually settle down to a solid yellow with an occasional blink or two. Now if it goes straight to solid with no blinking, then try replugging the cable in. If it still goes straight to solid and you're using a network switch, then try a different switch. Some older switches may not be compatible. Well, given that the network is set up and your link light looks good, you just bring up a browser and type in the module's IP address, which brings up the module's web server. Select the new firmware file you downloaded from the automationdirect.com website. That file will have a WEB extension, and it'll look something like this. I have both here, so I'll select the Modbus TCP version and hit Update. The link light will blink briefly, and before you know it, the update's complete. Power down the drive, remove the module, flip that little switch back to normal, and remount the module. That switch is intentionally hard to get to. You don't want it to get bumped into firmware update mode while in use. It'll prevent the card from working. When you apply power to the drive, it reads the module's firmware version and puts it in parameter 3.46. So if you see your new firmware version there, you know you did everything correctly and you're good to go. Now if you see a 0 there, it probably means you forgot to flip that little switch back, so double check that. Click here to learn more about the SureServo 2 drive and to find more video tutorials. Click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel to be notified when we publish new videos like this, and click here to learn about Automation Direct's free award-winning support options.